you guys. Welcome back to Meaningful Motivations with Tracey Erickson. And of course, if you are new to this channel, welcome. My name is Tracey Erickson, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about how to find true happiness through divine detachment. So stay tuned. So many of us humans are on this pursuit of happiness. In fact, at least for many of us Americans, it's ingrained in our being to be on this pursuit of happiness. But why are we pursuing something that is found from within? So as long as we see happiness coming from outside of ourselves, that is where we think it's likely found. In our family, our country, money, possessions, who we are, all of these outer things are what we think we are pursuing to find happiness. But in today's video, I'm actually here to tell you that true happiness comes from a detachment to all things physical. So let me explain. As human beings, our physical reality comes to us through our 5 physical senses. So we know when something is real when we can see it, when we can smell it, taste it, feel it, and hear it. We are constantly looking outside of ourselves for the things that are stimulating to those 5 senses. And then we think that is the true reality. You see, the problem with seeking this happiness outside of ourselves is that the outer world, the physical world, is transitory. The physical world is in a constant state of change. In past videos, I've discussed this with you guys, where we are born as a human being, as a tiny little baby, and we grow and grow until finally we reach adulthood. And once we've reached that pinnacle of growth, then it's like a deterioration process leading all the way to the end, which is what we know of as death. Now, that is the transitory nature of life right there. It doesn't last forever, and it's constantly changing. You can see that the world outside of us is constantly changing by looking at nature as well. So when spring comes, everything begins to blossom, and very new growth begins to happen. By the time summer comes, it's like we've reached this point of growth, right? And then autumn comes, the time of the harvest, the time where we can take what we've grown and gather it up and use it for the goodness of all concerned. And that leads to winter, where everything dies. And that winter silence is where the new growth of spring begins. What is true happiness anyway? If you know the answer, put it in the comment section down below, because I'm sure that for many of us, our idea of true happiness is going to differ greatly from other people's idea of true happiness. So that brings me to the thought, is there anything that we can say that can equate to true happiness? I do believe that true happiness can be found in anyone's life, but the true happiness that we are actually seeking on the outside in this ever-changing world we live in is not going to be found. True happiness comes from within. And true happiness comes when you can find a way to detach from the ever-changing flow of the outer world. Some people can say that they aren't going to be happy until they have all kinds of money in the bank. Some people will say they will not be happy until they have the career of their dreams. Some people will not be happy until they've created the family they've always wanted, or until they find the spouse they've always wanted. It seems that so many people look outside of themselves to find true happiness. But the thing that I've realized in my life is that no matter what's going on the outside, the true happiness actually comes from within me. And the times that I am the most happy is when I can exercise some level of detachment from what's actually going on in the world outside of me. In my opinion, true happiness is the knowledge of your real self. True happiness is the knowledge that you are more than your physical body and your outer life experience. To me, true happiness is the knowledge that you are a soul who is created from spirit. And if you can bring that knowledge of self into your conscious reality here in this ever-changing world, that's where you're going to find this wellspring of true happiness that can constantly refill itself each and every day. In my own experience, I've realized that you don't even lose your loved ones at death if you truly understand your real self. Your real self is more than a physical body in this world. And if you truly can embrace the knowledge of your real self, there is nothing that happens to you here that can take you out of that truly happy space that you find yourself in, even in this ever-changing world. Through my own life experience, I have found that the more I can attune my lower self or my conscious mind thoughts, the more that I can attune my lower egoic self to my higher self, which is spirit, then the more happiness can be found in my day-to-day life. I've realized this through my own daily practice of meditation, prayer, and so many other things. But the thing that I want to share with you today is that I've learned that no matter what happens in this lower world, there is a higher part of you that will carry on, that will make it through no matter how hard it seems down here. So the more that you can attune yourself to the thoughts of spirit rather than the thoughts of ego or the lower self, then the more you can find that true happiness that lives within your heart at all times. For me, meditation has been hugely important in my pursuit of happiness. And it's also helped me to find that hidden treasure of happiness that lives within me at all times. So it has been this daily meditation practice, this time that I set aside for myself, where I can just sit in silence without the worries of the outside world congesting my thinking, and without anything at all getting in the way of my connection to my higher self. So it was through this daily meditation practice that I was slowly learning how to give to myself. Daily meditation is service to the self. And as you serve yourself in such a way, over time, it's going to help you to then be able to give it to others. So the more you give to yourself, the more you will be able to give to others. So it is through selfish service that we can learn selfless service. As I learned to connect with my higher self through meditation, it actually gave me this certain level of detachment from the lower world. Not in a sense of detachment like I feel dead to the world and I don't care about anything going on. It is nothing like that. But this divine detachment that I speak of is almost like a constant reminder within the core of my being that no matter what happens to me, I am more than a human being having a human experience. I am a soul who has a spirit, and I am connected to that part of myself, which is ever changing, yet always the same. So, as I began to learn through meditation that I can rely on myself, my own inner strength, my own independence to actually create that true happiness in my outer world as well. It was only then when I changed my inner world through daily meditation practice that finally I was able to create happiness in my outer world, even though most things within my outer world hadn't even changed. As I began to understand myself as more than a physical body, but actually a spirit living within a body, it was so much easier to detach from the problems of the world, to detach myself from things that are not serving me and my highest good. When you can connect to the divine as often as possible, it's a constant reminder that you too are divine, and that no matter what happens here in the physical world, it is never going to hurt you as a divine being. In fact, all the trouble you go through here in the world is adding to you as a soul and a spirit. And it's adding to your wealth of inner wisdom and knowledge so that you can move forward in your life a better person who is more strongly connected to spirit and able to detach from all of the troubles of the world. That is divine detachment. So with all the crazy things going on in the world, all of the negativity that we hear in the media and that we see on social media, all of these things that cause us to feel like there's something missing, all of this distraction in our outer world meant to make us feel like we're powerless. As soon as you can connect to your divine self, that's when you can reach a level of divine detachment from all of the chaos of the physical world. So the true pursuit of happiness is not about seeking something outside of yourself, something out in the world that is ever changing. True happiness is found within through divine detachment from the outer world. It's found through an aligning of your inner self. It's through an aligning of your conscious mind with your subconscious mind and spirit. So the pursuit of true happiness is truly the connecting of our inner self with our outer self and seeking that happiness from the inside out. Well, that about wraps it up for this video. So if you like this video, be sure to click that like button and share this video with all your friends out there. And of course, if you're a viewer but not yet a subscriber, I would love for you to click subscribe down below. And once you have subscribed, you can then turn on the notifications bell if you'd like to be notified each and every time I upload a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching and spending your time with me. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.